When I started to get serious about the gym, getting stronger, going in there consistently, there's one thing I wish I started sooner, and it is stretching. Because after weeks and weeks of training, you can become stiff really easily, and becoming stiff is something that can cause discomfort, even pain, and in the worst case, it can lead to injury. But why are you getting stiff in the first place? There's three main reasons for that. First, the fibers can stay partially engaged after being contracted again and again and again, so you can lose some of the range, and over time you can even lose that range definitely. Second is the connective tissue, like the fascia, it can become stiff, therefore increasing friction during movement. Lastly, the nervous system can choose also to keep your muscle partially engaged just for protection against fatigue, against pain, or when it feels an instability during a movement or posture. The nervous system is going to shut down the range that gives you that stiffness sensation. The good thing is that stretching can get rid of all three. So let's get started. Of course, you should do those stretches pretty much every week. At least that's what I'm trying to do. First stretch is going to be the glutes, especially the upper glutes with the side pigeon. Position is going to be 90-90 with each leg, and then you're going to try to keep your pelvis in a neutral position. Then you just have to lean against your front knee, and you can even increase the tension by slightly turn your upper body in the opposite direction of your leg. Normally you will feel it just on the upper glutes, just between the pelvis and the back. This is probably my favorite stretch because it kind of saved my squat. I had an ankle injury a few years ago, and a few weeks after getting back to squatting, some heavy weight and all that, I started to feel a lot of pain in my back, in the glutes, in the legs. I felt like there was something, but not smooth at all. And weeks after it only got worse. I couldn't even squat my own body weight. So of course I went to see a physiotherapist, and turns out that my upper glutes was tight as hell. So the guy told me to do these stretches exactly multiple times a day. And a couple weeks after doing those stretches consistently, no more pain. My strength went up again, squat felt smooth as hell, and yeah, I never got any problems since. So you should absolutely do those stretches, especially if you feel some discomfort. Do those fucking movements, especially the glutes that are basically holding all your body together. When you're standing upright, or any back exercise, any leg exercise, the glutes are always there, always engaged. So it could be good to stretch them a little. Second, we're gonna target the adductors with the frog pose. This one is really uncomfortable. You gotta do what you gotta do, yeah? So spread your knees, keep your pelvis on top of the line of the knees, and then just bend over like a good girl.
Yeah, boy.
Last thing for the legs, of course, you gotta do your quads and your hams. Those are really common for the hams. You just gotta bend in half, keep your knees somewhat straight, and then just wait. Let your upper body weight pull your hamstring. If you can touch the ground, that's a good thing. And for the quads, what I like to do is everything is stable, everything is aligned. Then you can basically sit on your heels, reach as far back as you can. Then to increase the stretch, you can flex your glutes and push your pelvis forward until you feel a deep stretch into the quad. Some of those stretches can be really uncomfortable, so always focus on your breathing, deep breath in, deep breath out, and endure the pain as much as you can for at least 30 seconds. Next, the upper body. So one thing I really like to do for opening the shoulders, and especially getting rid of the tightness of the front delt that can be really tight after a lot of pressing, a lot of shoulder press, a lot of bench press. This position, you just need to sit down. You got to put your hands just behind your shoulders. Make sure that they are approximately shoulder width, and then you just gotta drag everything behind you until you feel a deep stretch in the shoulders. And also you can also feel it in your biceps. You can leave it like that, or you can come back a little bit and also focus on opening the cage to also increase the stretch. And you can switch the tension with more biceps, more shoulders, depending of the width you're using. And also you can try turning your hands inward or outwards. That can also change the tension and where you feel it. Next up is going to be for the whole back and especially the spine, the best stretch you can do is just hanging from a bar. Just keep your hand tight, relax your entire body, take deep breath in, deep breath out, hold it as much as you can, and you will feel as tall as ever. And also it's a good way to relieve the tension from the lower back, which is often overused. Last stretch is going to be for opening the shoulders, opening the cage. Is going to involve the pecs. It's basically a pec fly, but you just gotta hold the stretch. So you can go on a bench, use some light weight, and just let your arms open on the side, opening up the cage, opening up the shoulders. Enjoy the stretch, and you can also switch the tension, more pecs, more shoulders, depending of the opening of your arms, more towards your head, more towards your hips, and also you can try turning your arms outwards, inwards. That can also change what you're feeling, what muscle is stretched the most. So like I said, I try to do those stretches at least once a week. You can add any stretches you want also, any stretches that you like, any muscle you need to stretch also. You can add the calves, the forearms, whatever you want. Try to hold it at least 30 seconds, like I said. You can go up to 1 minute, 2 minutes, maybe over than 2 minutes, gonna be too much. You can also do your stretches like you do in the gym by sets and reps. So 30 seconds for every stretch is the strict minimum, but I like to do 3 sets of 30 seconds. You can also split the session, do only the lower body, only the upper body. I like to do it all before a rest day, so I have a full day to recover from the stretch, and then I can go on with my workout without the fear of having stretched too much, losing strength because of the stretch. Usually that's not the case. If you have a full day of rest after the stretching, everything is going to be fine. Try it out yourself, try the stretches. If you have other stretches that you really like that I didn't mention, you can also put it in the comments. I would love to read it. Of course, try it out yourself. Let me know how it went, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao, ciao. Oof.